What's up, everybody? I'm Rob T,
I'm Big Will.
and you're watching What's on My Mind. This is a special podcast extra that we're only releasing on video. Reason why is because, Will, it's our birthday.
1 year, baby.
1 year, man. Congratulations.
God,
yeah.
sucks.
Yeah, that was a sucky handshake. Let's try that again, shall we? That's better. Hey, this is totally off the cuff. Just like we like to do our podcast, believe it or not. That's the funny thing about our podcast, right? Well, I'm never prepared.
No, he's never prepared.
Never prepared.
No matter what guest we bring in, he's never questioning. Even when we brought in Josh from Salvador, dude, you would have had a list of questions, and he didn't.
Nope.
Rob.
Nope.
Rob.
That's just me. That's how I roll. But see, I honestly think that's what gives our show the flavor that it has.
Yeah.
You know, it's a conversation. It's not so much an interview.
That's true.
So
That's true.
what we wanted to do with this video is kind of take a little trip on how we started this whole thing. We just kind of brief. It's not going to be a long podcast extra or anything, but we just wanted to give you guys kind of a behind the curtain type look at how this whole thing got started. So basically, we were having a conversation one day
At lunch.
and I was watching. It was very good barbecue in Lockhart. I think I was watching. Yes, I was watching that hip hop documentary
on Netflix.
On Netflix, correct. And I had a hair up my butt because nowhere on this documentary did they mention Will Smith. Yeah. That's what actually started this conversation.
Yeah.
So we started having a debate, Will and I, about should
More like
Will.
a conversation, not really a debate.
Okay, well, yeah, a conversation. But we were talking about should Will Smith be included in that conversation of Godfathers of hip hop, and that's where it all began.
Yeah.
Because in the conversation, I don't even remember who said it,
Neither do I.
but somebody said, "Man, we should do some like a podcast and just
No,
talk."
I think
about,
I said it.
Yeah, we should do like a podcast and just talk about stuff like this, and that's where the idea was birthed. Because right after that, it was like, why don't we?
Why not?
Yeah.
And a year later,
Here we are.
52
episodes later, here we are. And 52 episodes is coming up this week.
Yeah.
It's our 1 year episode. Yeah. And we're in a series right now with Will's nieces that's been very eventful, to say the least.
Y'all should see the behind the scenes.
To say the least.
Wow.
So, we started off this podcast with the intention of making it about what's on my mind. Basically, what's on our mind for that week, we're going to talk about anything. And it gave us the opportunity to literally talk about whatever we wanted.
Remember when we started off, we used to actually poll the audience?
Yes.
What you want us to talk about? Just try to get feed from people?
Right. We polled the audience on a couple of suggestions, on a couple of subjects. We did get some responses and whatnot. But it wasn't until October that we realized we hit the jackpot. So in October, we had this idea because...
Well, actually, no. You actually came to me saying, hey, let's... Michelle, our recent sponsor at the time, from Metroflex Gym, she has been battling cancer.
Right.
And you guys said, hey, let's do an interview on Michelle.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you know what? That's cool. Let's do it. Then I was like, but let's turn it into a series. And you were just like, what?
What? A series?
What's a series? How are we going to get people?
Right.
How are people going to listen?
Right.
And I was like, we'll just find people.
Right. Well, and a big shout out to Michelle. I know she's watching. What's up, Michelle? It was because of her, she connected us with some people. She connected us with Enid. She connected us with Reagan. And we were able to do this series in October, which is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, by the way. And we did this whole series on their battle with cancer. And oh my God, the feedback we got on that was crazy. We had so many people coming in and sending us messages and stuff on Facebook and letting us know that these episodes reached them and it touched them where they were at. That was when we knew we were onto something.
Yeah, that's when it figured it all out. We started putting pieces together. The puzzle was finally becoming clear.
Is that the ice cream man?
That is ice cream man.
We might have to take a break. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, so it was after that series that we decided we're gonna do some interviews. We're gonna bring people in. We're gonna have a conversation, if you will. And so November, we thought, Thanksgiving, we're going to be eating food. Why not talk about health and fitness? I know it was stupid, but, you know, it ended up being a great series. So we decided to take this whole podcasting and look at it differently. And we started talking about different months and what we wanted to talk about during those months. But there was a couple of times where we were sporadic on some of the episodes that we did. Yeah. in January. We had started New Year, New You, right? And then we kind of cut out that last episode because that was when the tragedy with Kobe Bryant happened. Yep. Remember that?
Yep.
And we did a podcast on loss. It was on Kobe, but it ended up being about loss and losing somebody, you know, and we both have experienced that. I remember, Will, you got very emotional on that, talking about your dad. Yep. And stuff like that. And then in February...
The month of love, baby.
The month of love. We had couples coming in. Now, the one thing that I remember about February that still just eats me right now... Yeah. Is we had 1 week where I was on vacation.
I decided to step away.
He decides just to step away. And we invited Enid and Michelle.
Yep.
And they came in and they took over completely.
Yep.
That wasn't my idea, by the way. That was his. They took over completely and interviewed Ryan and Crystal. Same thing, right? Couple segment and everything. It was like the highest downloaded, listened to.
For the longest time, it was like the most downloaded episode. They had 125 downloads in like literally 3 weeks.
And I'm sitting there like, what the hell?
Because no you and no me.
I was like, what? Should we just quit now?
It's the brand, brother. It's the brand.
Anyway, no, but we were so thankful that happened. That just happened to be the week that I was away. I had gone to Disney World. Yeah, I went to Disney World, which was awesome. And then shortly after that, now we start hearing these rumblings going on about something called coronavirus.
Yep.
And we did a special series. I think it was a 2-week series on Sound for the Crown tour.
Yep.
The band that I was in, that I'm in, Judge Now, we were in Sound for the Crown. And so we did a special podcast, and now we had a very special guest host with Will because it didn't seem right for me to be interviewing myself. Exactly. So I took myself out of that, and we had the wonderful John Garcia coming in and helping Will with that. We videoed that live.
Yep.
Well, awesome. We were on location. Video, we were on location. We weren't here. We were somewhere else. It ended up being a great podcast. Yeah. Then the corona hit.
Yep. Shut everything down.
Shut everything down. I think we had 2 episodes that we had to do by phone?
Yep.
I had to call in because, we had to social distance and everything. And, we're still in the middle of corona now. And, yeah, we're social distancing. Whatever. Anyway. So, we started... we came back eventually and started doing this thing again at the house and everything, and then we had...
Wait, you remember the episode we did in my garage?
Yes.
With Micah? Yes. Micah had to call him because he couldn't?
It was the first conspiracy theory episode. That's right. Yeah. Micah called in. It was a great episode, too. We had a lot of feedback on that episode. But it was weird because we were in the garage.
In the garage. Garage was cracked just a little bit.
Yeah, it was really weird. Then we had Micah come in studio, and we had Daniel here, too. Oh, yeah. That was awesome. That was the whole flat earth thing, which we want to tackle again because it was very, very interesting.
We're going to tackle it again.
Yeah, we're going to tackle it again for sure.
You ready?
So, and we had some great interviews with some awesome music artists as well. John Anthony came into the studio. Right. Great musician, great artist, and great stories, especially because him and I have such an awesome history, and we've known each other for so long. Love that guy. He's my
little brother.
He's my little brother for sure. Yeah, I love him. Hey, if you're watching, John, love you dearly, man. I really do. Anyway, so that was.
You should have heard about what you said about your earlier before you.
So that was a great podcast, and if you haven't heard that podcast, you got to go back and hear it because there's some funny stories in there that John says about meeting me that still to this day make me crack up.
Hey, I'd be scared too of you as well. Me.
So anyway,
what was that band he was in? 3 Blind Mice.
Just 3 words. 3 Blind Mice. Just 3 words.
That's what it's called.
Anyway, so we after the music thing, we went on and did a couple of other things like the Conspiracy Theory podcast. We brought in Jackie. Now that episode was something else. Jackie had a testimony. Yeah, she killed it. Her testimony. She called in from Lubbock, Texas. Lubbock, Texas. And her testimony was that she was a lesbian, and then God set her free, and now she's not a lesbian anymore. She loves guys. So, any guys out there, you single? Hit her up. Holla. So that was a great episode. A lot of feedback.
What's on my mind? Hook you up.
Yeah, right. A lot of feedback on that episode as well. So we've had a lot of great guests.
Speaking of Jackie, she was in town like a week ago, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and she didn't call us.
Yeah, she didn't call us.
What's up with that, Jackie?
What's up with that? Where you at, man?
Anyway.
Actually, she texted me later that night because I saw she was live. She was like, really? In my town.
You didn't say anything.
You couldn't say something.
Wow. Anyway, hey, we did have a couple of celebrity guests.
That's right. We sure did.
In November, we had, formerly of Salvador, Mr. Josh Gonzalez.
He did announce that Salvador's dropping an album.
Yes, he did announce that. I never did find out if they did or not.
I'm not a fan anymore.
Josh ain't in it no more. I'm not listening. That's just how it is, man. I'm just not listening. Anyway, and then another celebrity we had call in was comedian Raymond Horta called in. And
dude, that has a lot of streams on YouTube.
Yeah,
a lot of streams.
And he's got one heck of a testimony. Yeah. One heck of a testimony.
I can't wait to bring him in the studio.
Oh yeah, that'll be fun. I really hope he can make it, and he wants to come in and talk conspiracy theories.
That's right.
That's gonna be a good one.
That's gonna be fun right there.
So we got a lot of good stuff coming up. So now we're in the middle of our teenager series where we're talking to Will's nieces, and we're talking about topics that are basically hitting teenagers, and trying to bridge that gap. And this podcast has just morphed from something that we thought we would do just for fun, kind of talk and get our ideas out there and just kind of get stuff off our chest, which I do from time to time, as you know. And like I always say, it's my podcast.
It's funny because I have to hold him back on some of the things he wants to do because it would be a 30-minute, 45-minute rant on some of those things.
You're right. But this podcast, would you agree it's definitely morphed and changed?
Oh man, well, I don't even consider this a podcast anymore, dude.
It's crazy how now our platform is being used to really help people.
Yeah.
And speak to them where they're at.
Lives are changing.
Yeah.
Stories are being told.
Yes, and that's really surprising to me. Well, I don't want to say surprising. I just didn't think it was going to affect this many people.
Yeah.
And in saying that, now we want to kind of pull the curtain back a little bit for you guys and let you in on a little bit. We are being heard all over the world, literally. Global. We have an audience listening. What are some of the countries? Well,
so this week we introduced Canada, Taiwan, the Philippines, Poland joined in today.
Wow.
Switzerland. We brought in Mexico, Brazil.
Germany.
The list is endless, and it can be at any given time. We'll have. I'll just see a pop up from a different country who we've never seen. We can have Indonesia. They've come on. We had that. What's that in Afghanistan?
Uzbekistan.
Lights.
Look out for that light. It's not a light. No, I was kidding.
So does that? Just any given time. And here's the cool thing: is starting this off. We were just looking at one platform, Spotify. That was it. All you can do is stream us on Spotify.
Yeah.
Now today, I finally did my research. I finally got the numbers back. We're on 140 different platforms. 140. That's including iTunes. That's including Google Podcasts. And there's things I don't even know.
Stitcher, Castbox.
Yeah.
iHeartRadio. iHeartRadio is the second.
That's the number 2 downloaded podcast site.
Yeah.
Period.
So number 2 in podcast. Now our goal is to get to that number 1, which is Podcast One.
Podcast One.
Now, in order for us to get to Podcast One, we need your help. Okay? And what we mean by that is that you need to tell others about our podcast. You need to let them know that this is the podcast to listen to.
Yep.
Because guess what? We listen to our listeners, right? We hear what you have to say. If you have a topic, you can reach us on email. You can reach us on our social media accounts. Let us know what you want to hear. And more than likely, we're going to tackle that subject, okay? And we really take what you guys say very seriously. So talk to us. Let us know what it is you want to hear. What do you want us to talk about? What are some topics that interest you? And if you're in the local area, you have a story, reach out to us. Maybe we'll bring you on the show. Okay?
Why not?
Yeah, why not? We're open to it. I mean, the show is called What's on My Mind. That's a broad spectrum of subjects, okay? So let us know. We are so thankful to God, first and foremost.
Yes.
Without him, we couldn't do this. I'm very thankful to my partner, Will.
I'm thankful for my partner because I like to hide. He's at the front.
Yeah, because not only does he give us the place to do it, but the one thing we've taken pride in from day one is the quality of the program that you're getting. And this is what I mean by that. Really listen to what you're hearing. The sound quality, we have been told time and time again from people, that it's the best sounding podcast out there right now. That's a bold statement to say, but guess what? I have the confidence to say it because we know what we're doing. You know, you're looking at two musicians here, one who's in producing, another one who plays all kinds of instruments, is in bands, and I'm all about marketing and I'm all about getting the name out there. So together, we're doing our best to steer this ship, and so far it's been doing pretty well. You know, so we're very proud of the product, and we're just asking you, our listeners, just to do us that favor and spread the word. Yep. We want to get to that point where Podcast One is knocking on our doors, wanting us to be on their platform.
Yep, just like the many different people I've been getting emails from every week, adding us to a new platform, trying to get us on there. I get a new invite from a different person. Submit. I just submit. Now on 100 and something platforms. And you realize we get there because of you.
Yeah.
And we're being listened to.
Yeah.
because of you.
Exactly.
You like what you hear. You like the content. You like this guy's jokes. You don't hear me. I'm in the corner. That's a good thing.
It's also because my voice is louder. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you hear it and people like it and people are listening to it. Yeah. And we thank you. We're humbled by your gratitude.
Very much so. And we're also asking you guys to use our platform to your benefit. Are you a business owner?
Yep.
You know, do you have something that you need to sell? Why don't you contact us? Yep. You can use our platform, our podcast, to advertise your business. The proof is in the pudding. Listen to some of these podcasts. All the commercials you hear, we do those commercials.
Yep.
In fact, before we did this podcast extra today, we were working on some commercials for some new sponsors. Okay? And we take it very seriously.
Yeah.
And we make them fun. We make them to where people are going to remember your product. All right? So this is an open invitation if you have a business and you're in the local area. What is the local area, you ask? The local area, what I mean by that is, well, yeah, kind of the planet technically, but where we're located, Austin area, Central Texas. That's where we're at. We will advertise your business. If you're from out of state, hey, we'll advertise your business too. Okay? We're more than just a podcast, all right? We're becoming so much more. We're becoming a media juggernaut. We're trying to anyway.
We're becoming a marketing company to help take over and control your desires and your ideas and your brands.
Exactly. So don't be afraid to reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to work with you. Let us know you want to sponsor. We'll give you all the details on the sponsoring.
Yep.
But we're very happy to be celebrating 1 year of the What's on My Mind podcast. And we're very thankful, like we were saying, to God. But most importantly, we're thankful for you. We couldn't do this without each and every one of you tuning in every week to listen to the podcast. Some of you we know by name.
Yep.
Lucas, Richard, who am I missing?
Mike,
you listen. John, I know John listens because he has to. Roger, Jaron listens. Some of my friends from all the bands in San Antonio, I know that they're listening as well. I mean, and a lot of you give us your feedback, and we're so thankful to that. So, guys, I can't tell you, and I can't stress it enough, we are so, so appreciative for you listening and so thankful for you tuning in. But guess what? This is just the beginning.
Yeah.
We got more content coming up.
Yeah.
We've got more things that we want to tackle.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for my chance to just go off on this whole COVID-19 thing because I got a lot to say. And that's going to come soon. But... like I said,
after the election when it goes away.
Yeah, when it's going to go away after the election. Watch and see what happens. Before we end this whole thing, we want to mention again. Now, if you love this podcast, guess what? You can show your support by wearing a t-shirt, because we now have What's on My Mind t-shirts, all right? You can also get one of our stickers, which have been going quickly. We're going to need to order some more. And we are going to have more merch in the future, all right?
Mugs. Got mugs.
Yeah, we got mugs too. Just all you got to do is hook us up, like I said, on the social media. Look us up on our email, WOMM, WOMM podcast @gmail.com. All right? If you want to sponsor anything like that, just hit us up. Simple as that.
Reach out.
So, again, thank you. Happy birthday to us. We're very happy.
Happy birthday, WOMM.
I just want to say a big shout out and a big thank you to my beautiful wife, Melissa, for all your support. You've been supporting me in this since day one and have pushed me to do it because it makes me happy, and I'm so thankful to you for that. So I just wanted to put that out there. Will, you got anything you want to say?
Thank all of our fans.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. We really, really appreciate you all. So until the next time, I'm Rob T.
I'm Big Will.
And you've been listening to What's on my mind?